Colgate University is a progressive liberal arts college that is located in beautiful Hamilton, New York. It is home to a diverse set of students and faculty that are committed to increasing Colgate's sustainability to combat the challenges of global climate change. In January of 2009, Colgate accepted the American College and University Climate Commitment and pledged to officially pursue sustainability in the context of higher education. In 2011, Colgate published its Sustainability and Climate Action Plan, which set 2019, our bicentennial year, as the intended date to become fully carbon neutral. While the Office of Sustainability has made great strides in reducing Colgate's carbon footprint in many ways, our heating system is responsible for a great portion of Colgate's 2019 commitment. Upon first glance of Colgate's lovely campus, it is easy to miss this crucial aspect of our pledge to become carbon neutral. But just a short trip down the hill will lead you to Colgate's woody biomass burning facility, which provides most of the heat for our campus. Why is burning woody biomass so important in reducing Colgate's carbon footprint?
Biomass is considered a carbon neutral source of energy because it's on the short carbon cycle. As the trees grow, they sequester carbon, and then that carbon gets released when we combust the trees. But if we're sourcing the wood chips from sustainable practices, then it can be considered a carbon neutral source of energy. And that's what we do.
How does the woody biomass facility work? Let's take a tour of each essential part of the facility. Colgate sources its wood locally, which decreases the distance it travels to get to campus. When the wood chips arrive, a truck unloads them into a storage room. Since we use whole tree chips, which are composed of tree branches and tons of trees, the wood is moist and produces less heat per ton than drier wood chips. These chips are then fed into a hopper by a worker every 45 minutes with a bobcat. An auger conveyor takes the chips in the hopper and leads them to a bucket system which drops the chips into a chute and then into a metering bin. This bin alerts the crew via computer when it needs more chips to be fed into our single combustion boiler. Every couple of hours, a crew member needs to rake down the ash that piles up in the boiler from the combusted biomass. Although Colgate has a two-part ash capture system, we still have problems with the opacity, or amount of particulate matter, leaving our smokestack. Legal limits allow up to 20% opacity, and Colgate's new opacity monitor allows us to send reports to the Department of Environmental Conservation every time we exceed that limit. The heavy ash that can't be burned is kept in a shaker and then stored in a barrel. A local dairy farmer collects this to spread on his fields to mix with manure as fertilizer. Although the wood boiler has the capacity to burn 26,500 pounds of wood per hour, it is not enough to meet Colgate's 50,000 pound demand during the peak of winter. To supplement this demand, Colgate uses an alternative fuel. In 2014, we replaced fuel oil with natural gas as this alternative, and invested $11 million in 2 natural gas boilers. Currently, 80% of our heating comes from biomass and 20% from natural gas. Because of the importance of this system to our environmental mission towards carbon neutrality, the facility needs improvements to ensure the longevity of its function and commitment towards social, environmental, and economic sustainability. What needs to be improved and why? The biomass facility is nearing 35 years old, and while an investigation conducted in the summer of 2014 deemed it functional, the antiquated system requires improvements to increase its efficiency and sustainability. Our current wood chip provider operates without a formal contract, and can't continually promise Colgate the best quality of most sustainably harvested wood chips. We are actually in talks right now with a new provider that would supply a much drier wood.
The contractor that we're currently trying to get a contract with right now, the type of wood chips, besides the moisture content being lower, the size of it, he's guaranteeing the size of the chip. We won't have sticks, we won't have bark, no tree limbs or anything like that, so that it doesn't play havoc on our delivery system as we have it now.
It is no secret that our facility is old, but what may be unknown to most is how much physical work it requires to keep up with Colgate's heating demand. Constantly loading the hopper is tedious, and having to rake the chamber every couple of hours is incredibly labor intensive. While an entirely new facility may not be economically feasible right now, a moving storage floor and better fly ash capture systems would greatly decrease the workload of the facility's crew. As we just recently welcomed the class of 2019, our goal of reaching carbon neutrality by our bicentennial is quickly approaching. It is with great urgency that the university prioritizes the sustainability of the heating system as it represents an important mitigation strategy in reducing our greenhouse gas emissions and overall footprint.